Hello dear friends, welcome to my computer science class. So today we will revise the chapter computer memory. This is the second chapter of your class 6 computer science book IT Planet. So in the first chapter we have studied about the fundamentals of computer, where we have studied that computer system comprises of three important parts: the input device, the CPU or the central processing unit, and the output device. The CPU consists of the three components: the arithmetic logic unit, the memory unit, and the control unit. We have already discussed about the different input devices, and we have also discussed about the different output devices. Apart from these three parts, we have also studied that there are storage devices. So in this present chapter, we will study about the computer memory and the different storage devices. So the computer memory is very much like our brain, as it is used to store data and instructions. So computer memory is the storage space where data is processed and instructions and data they are stored, and whenever required they can be retrieved from there. Students, memory usually consists of one or more chips on the motherboard. So this our data or instructions are inside the memory, and this memory is in the form of computer chip which is inside the motherboard. Now, like solids are measured in grams and kilograms, and liquids are measured in liters and milliliters, in the same way computer memory is measured in terms of bits and bytes. The smallest unit of data is a bit, and bit is an abbreviation of binary digit. Binary digit is written as bit, and 8 bits form 1 byte. So bit is the smallest unit of data, and byte is collection of 8 bits which can represent any character. So 8 bits is a byte, then 4 bits are called as nibble. Then the next larger unit after byte is kilobyte, which is 1024 bytes. Then megabyte is 1024 kilobytes, then gigabyte is 1024 megabytes, and similarly gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte, and yottabyte. So as we know that 8 bits is called as a byte, and byte is the smallest unit of computer data which can represent any character. And 1 kilobyte is approximately equal to 1 page of a book, while 1 megabyte is approximately 1 book. 1 gigabyte is equal to 1 bunch of book, and terabyte is approximately an entire book stand. Now students, let us discuss about types of memory. So this memory is of basically two types. First is primary memory, and the second type of memory is the secondary memory. So what is primary memory? Primary memory is the main memory or the working memory of the computer, and this memory is basically of two types: volatile primary memory and non-volatile primary memory. So what is volatile primary memory? Volatile primary memory is the type of memory which is lost, which loses its content when we switch off or power off the computer. As soon as you switch off the computer, all the data that is inside the primary memory, volatile memory, is lost, while in case of non-volatile memory, it is not lost when you power off the computer. So this primary memory is of two types, RAM, that is random access memory, or ROM, read-only memory. Now RAM is the type of volatile primary memory and ROM is the type of non-volatile primary memory. Now, as I have told that the primary memory is of two types, volatile primary memory and non-volatile primary memory. So the example of volatile primary memory is the RAM and it is known as the main memory. And this memory can be read from and written by the processor and the other devices. And as I have told, this is a volatile type of memory, that is you lose data when you switch off or power off your device. And this is the working memory of the computer, because when you turn on a computer, the files of operating system, they are loaded into the RAM from a storage device like your hard disk. So RAM does not contain any file. Whenever you switch off, all the files are lost. But as soon as you power on your system, all the operating system files, they are loaded on the RAM from your hard disk drive. And whenever you ask for any additional application or data, they are loaded into the RAM from the storage device. So your processor reads only from your RAM. And then the processor interprets and executes the program when it is on RAM. So let us see how programs and instructions are transferred in and out of the RAM. So first of all, when you start the computer, the operating system instructions, they are loaded into the RAM from the hard disk, and then you see the operating system displays the user interface on the screen. Then the step 2 is when you run a browser, the application instructions are again loaded into the RAM from the hard disk. Suppose you have asked for google.com or yahoo.com. So the files of that particular browser are loaded on RAM, and then the browser window appears on your screen. This browser window, the Google screen, the Google homepage appears on the screen. Now the step 3 is when you want to run MS Paint or any other paint program. What happens? The specific programs are loaded into RAM from the hard disk, and then the particular window, paint window, appears on the screen. Now the last step is when you exit an application like the browser, when you click on the close button of a browser, or when you click on the close button of your paint window, what happens? Its instructions are removed from the RAM. The instructions are removed from the RAM, and the browser now no longer is displayed on that particular application is not displayed on the screen. Now, what do you mean by saving? Saving is the process of copying items from the RAM to the hard disk. So students, we have studied about how the RAM works. Now let us study about the different types of RAM. So basically this RAM is of three types. The first is dynamic RAM, then static RAM, and third is magnetoresistive RAM. So dynamic RAM or DRAM is the least expensive type of RAM, and it is most popular type of main memory which is used in the computers, and it comes in different variants like SDRAM, DDR, DDR2, DDR3, DDR4, RDRAM. So these are the different variants. So like DDR is the RAM modified version of SDRAM. It is faster than SDRAM. Then DDR2 is the second generation of DDR. Then DDR3 is the third generation of DDR. which is designed for computers with multi-core processor, and it is faster than DDR2. Then DDR4 is fourth generation DDR, and Rambus RAM or RD-RAM is there, which is much faster than these types. Now second is static RAM. So as I've told, dynamic RAM is least expensive and mostly used, while static RAM is very fast. It is very efficient, but it is very costly also, expensive also. So this RAM is only used in small amounts in as cache memory. So what is cache memory? Cache memory is a temporary storage area which is made for better performance of your computer processor. So what happens? When processor needs an instruction or data, it first searches it in the cache memory. So it improves the speed of the computer. Now third type is magnetoresistive RAM. It is the latest type and it stores data using the magnetic charges. These two types, that is the dynamic RAM and static RAM, the electrical charges are used to store data, while in magnetoresistive RAM it is the magnetic charges. Now the memory module. So what is memory module? It is type of a circuit board that holds the memory chips, and it is of two types: single inline memory module and dual inline memory module. So single inline memory module has 30 or 72 pins, while dual inline memory module has 168 pins. Now let us move to the non-volatile type of primary memory, that is the ROM. What is the full form of ROM? Read-only memory, and it is non-volatile. And as the name is there, that the data which is inside this ROM can be read-only. You cannot edit that data. You cannot modify that data. And what do we mean by non-volatile? That its contents are not lost when the computer is powered off. So ROM chips contain data, instructions or information which is recorded permanently, like the BIOS or basic input output system files. Because whenever a computer is the computer follows a specific sequence of instruction when you turn on the computer, and they do not change. So that is the BIOS, the basic input output system, and it is inside the ROM. Now manufacturers of ROM chips often record the data, instructions or information on the chips when they are manufactured, and such type of ROM chips are called as firmware. So what are firmware? When the ROM chips are manufactured, at that time only the instructions or the data is incorporated in that ROM chip, or incorporated means filled in those chips. Now this ROM is also of different types. First is PROM, or programmable read-only memory. Programmable read-only memory, and it is a blank ROM chip on which you can place items permanently, and these are microcode instructions. These programs are in the form of microcode instructions. Now the second type is EPROM. What is the full form of EPROM? Erasable PROM. Erasable programmable read-only memory. And this type of ROM, in this type of ROM, you can remove the contents or erase the contents using the ultraviolet light, and then you can again reprogram them. And third type is EEPROM. What is the full form of EEPROM? Electrically erasable programmable ROM. And in this The data or instructions that are written are erased using the electrical signals, that is by electrically EEPROM. So students, as we have studied that memory is of two types, the primary memory and the secondary memory. So let us see what is secondary memory. So secondary memory is used to store data for a longer time. So it is non-volatile in nature, that is the data is not lost when you power off the computer, and it is permanent in nature. The data that you store is for longer time. But this secondary memory operates at a slower rate than primary memory, and this secondary memory is also called as backup memory. And the examples of this secondary memory are your hard disk, your CD, DVDs, pen drives. All these are examples of the secondary memory. So in this chapter we have studied about the different types of memory. So what are the different types? The primary memory and the secondary memory. Then the primary memory is the main memory or working memory of the computer. Without the primary memory, computer cannot work. This primary memory is of two types, volatile and non-volatile. Volatile memory is in type of memory which we lose when we power off the computer, or yes, when we power off our system. The example of volatile primary memory is RAM, random access memory. The second type of primary memory is non-volatile primary memory. The data is not lost when we switch off the computer, and the example is ROM, that is read-only memory. Now the secondary memory, it is used to store data for a longer time. It is non-volatile in nature, but it is slower as compared to the primary memory. So this was all about the computer memory chapter. I hope you have understood all the points properly. This is a very important chapter. You should know all these minute details about the computer memory. So thank you, students.